Sister Unity Divine of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence asked me, how much thinner is Mars's atmosphere than Earth? And what do we take for granted, given Earth's atmosphere, that we wouldn't have on Mars? It's a great question, sister. The atmosphere on Mars is about 100 times less dense than the atmosphere on the Earth. On Earth, planes fly at an altitude of about 12 kilometers. On Mars, the surface pressure is like the equivalent of 30 kilometers on Earth. It's so thin that even if it were pure oxygen, you would be unable to breathe it. Other consequences are the stability of water. Pure liquid water cannot exist on the surface of Mars in most places. The atmosphere has much less capacity to carry water. So precipitation, as snow or frost, or even just the movement of water around the planet is severely hampered compared to the very circulation we have on Earth. The heat capacity of the atmosphere is much lower, which means from day to night you have very large temperature swings, 100 degrees or more typically. InSight's experiencing that right now. The ultraviolet radiation makes it down through the atmosphere to the surface, and so even though we're further away from the sun, the UV exposure at the surface of Mars is higher than it would be on the surface of the Earth. Wings don't work as well. Whether it's a fixed wing or a rotary aircraft like a helicopter, you would need a very high efficiency design in order to fly in the Martian atmosphere. High altitude balloons, weather balloons, barely work. They kind of just barely make it above the ground surface. Your ears would not work as well. The atmosphere is too thin to really make your eardrum vibrate. And the wind is just very weak. So weak that whole conceit at the beginning of the movie The Martian, where the dust storm came and it threatened to topple over the ascent vehicle that would return them home, is total bunk. And I liked that movie. There were a lot of good things about it, but I had a lot of nits to pick, and I'll go off on about that later. So, thank you for the question, and send me more.